This really has nothing particularly to do with the sermon, but it just got me just thinking this morning. On what do we rely? I had flipped on the news for a few minutes this morning. Are you guys watching it all, or have seen? I'm not following it, but the protests on Wall Street and here and everywhere else. And I don't. This isn't a political statement or anything of the sort, but we had, just pointing something out, we had been in a church before, and it wasn't the church that we had pastored, but a church that we had attended semi-recently, and very, very politically involved, much more than Brianne and I was at all comfortable with. But just, there was a sense in this church that hope lied in people we elected or in our government. And in this case, it was a specific president. And I had just got on Facebook. I'm a new person on Facebook now, so I've joined the 21st century. Brad and Tracy were razzing me about that. But I had looked up some of the people from this church, and they have now since moved away from endorsing a specific candidate now to supporting these Wall Street protests. And it just rang very clear to me that they'd really lost their sense of where their hope and direction come from. It doesn't. They had been such on the bandwagon of supporting this particular candidate, and now it's like that didn't work. So now we've moved on to something else, and we hope this is going to work. And it just came very clear that hope doesn't lie in any of those things. It lies in Christ and in Him making things right, and in His direction, putting our hope that things turn out okay in Him and not in people or governments or things of that sort. So that's just kind of a side note that has been mulling around in my mind this morning, that it doesn't matter what it is, whether it's government or family or friends or employers. It's easy to get over-reliant upon institutions or people or things for our sense of well-being or for our sense of hope, instead of looking to what is our true sense of hope and peace and well-being and security, and that is Christ. So that came kind of through loud and clear this week for me as I had kind of looked back at this church that I had been a part of in the past.